If you're into filmmaking and you want to make a ton of money doing the thing you love most, then this is the video for you. We partnered with Squarespace to teach you how to make money as a filmmaker. Let's go. So here at FilmCrux, we've made millions of dollars selling products to filmmakers and video creators, like our popular Singularity cinematic sound effects library, which has been used by everyone from Netflix to A24. We've also worked with many of the biggest film brands in the world, from GoPro and Runway to Artlist and CapCut. Now we're going to teach you how to do the same. There are lots of different aspects of filmmaking, and they can all make a lot of money if you know how to monetize them. That's why the first step towards making money as a filmmaker is deciding what you love. One great way to do this is to figure out what you spend most of your time on. If you spend most of your time color grading, you might want to monetize around that. If you spend most of your time nerding out over camera gear, that's probably a great place to start. It doesn't really matter much what aspects of filmmaking you're most passionate about, but it does matter how you monetize them, because you have to figure out what you can do related to that interest that the market actually values and will pay for. For instance, if you love teaching people filmmaking, it's easy to monetize that by becoming an educational YouTuber or content creator, making courses, doing webinars or seminars, etc. But if the thing you love most is watching films, it takes more work to find out what the market values related to that specific interest. For instance, you can also be a YouTuber or content creator by doing reviews or recommendations, breakdowns of films, marketing them, etc. Once you know what you love doing, here are some great ways to monetize it. There are 4 main ways to make money: selling a product, selling a service, investing, or getting a job. The first 3 tend to make significantly more money than the 4th one, although the 4th one is what people mistakenly tend to default to. A job is simply being an employee and having a boss. This means getting hired at a company or a startup. This includes being a full-time or part-time video editor, content creator, videographer, professor at a film school. This even includes getting hired to work in film and television as a director, actor, writer, etc. If you do this, you're automatically capped at how much money you can make, because you're trading your time for money. Contrary to what you might think, this is the worst way to make money, but we'll show you 3 keys to do this since everyone does it. The first key to getting hired in a creative industry is not your schooling, it's your portfolio. What have you done that makes you the right fit for the job? If you want to get hired as a content creator for a company, successfully creating content of your own and building your own following is the best resume. The illusion of the value of college has begun to wear off, especially in the world of art. People hiring now just want to know who can actually do the job, so this is what you need to focus on showing them, and it can be done through your portfolio. If you haven't done anything you can add to your portfolio, start either doing things for free or making your own projects to build it up. Free is almost always the best way to start. The next key to focus on when trying to get hired for a job is standing out. People won't pick you if they don't notice you, and even if they notice you, they won't pick you if they don't remember you. There's a story about a person who sent out paper resumes for job openings, but he made his resumes slightly too large so that they wouldn't fit properly into the stack with the other applicants. As a byproduct, they got twice as many callbacks and offers as everyone else. If you make a demo reel, for instance, keep it short but be unorthodox. Create something so memorable that it can't help but get people's attention, and once you have their attention, then sell them on the idea of hiring you. The last thing you want to focus on when it comes to getting hired is what I've coined the Shaq effect. In basketball, Shaq is widely considered one of the greatest centers of all time, if not the greatest, but he's also widely considered the worst free throw shooter of all time. In fact, he was so notoriously bad at free throws that teams developed an entire strategy around fouling him to send him to the free throw line called the Hack-a-Shaq. But even though Shaq was one of the worst free throw shooters of all time, he also made way more free throws than most people who've ever played in the NBA. Why? Because he took more shots than almost anyone else. Take a lot of shots. Don't just send 1 resume, send 1,000. Don't apply for 1 job, apply for every job. Don't just reach out to 1 person, reach out to 100 people a day. Ultimately, some percentage of companies will hire you. This is called your conversion rate. To increase your success, you can do 2 things: increase your conversion rate or increase your volume. Let's say 1 in 100 places will hire you. Well, if you only send out 25 resumes, odds are you won't get hired. If you increase that number to 100, you will. You can also focus on increasing your conversion rate. So instead of 1 in 100 people hiring you, maybe you make your portfolio, resume, interviews, and reach out so good that 1 in 25 people will hire you. The next way to make money filmmaking is by selling products. There are 3 keys to selling products: creating something for people to buy, creating a place for people to buy, and creating demand for them to buy. When creating a product, the best approach is to start with something free, and then when there's demand for that, make a paid version. An easy way to do this is to simply create the thing you would have wanted. If you look at FilmCrux, we started by creating transitions, LUTs, and filmmaking assets that other people were charging for, and we gave them away for free. Once we had a ton of demand, we created even better filmmaking assets that we ourselves were looking for to help us in our own projects, like our Singularity sound effects libraries, and we started charging for them. The next thing you need is a place for people to buy your products. We use Squarespace for literally everything, and we always have, which is why they're the sponsor for this video. The FilmCrux website is made with Squarespace, which we love because it's good enough for professional designers, but it's easy enough for people with no design experience at all, and there's no coding required. They have incredible templates that you can customize to exactly what you're selling and the branding you want to have. Using Squarespace allows us to have an online store where we've sold millions of dollars in products. We use their email campaigns for the FilmCrux newsletter, which is the biggest filmmaking newsletter on earth, and we even use it to get paid by sending invoices to clients who want our services. A website is really a non-negotiable if you're trying to sell products or services, and we think it's extremely helpful even if you want to get a job, because a portfolio in the form of a website is a much easier way to stand out. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/filmcrux to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Once you have something for people to buy and a place for people to buy it, you need to create demand so that they want to buy it. There's 5 main ways to get people to buy your products: paid ads, organic content, affiliates and referrals, outreach, and guerrilla marketing. Paid ads is basically paying to get your product or service in front of people. The main way to do this is to use platforms like Meta ads, aka Facebook ads, Google ads, etc. Organic content is simply making content for social media that gets people to know about you, your offers, builds trust, and then eventually gets them to buy from you. Affiliates and referrals are programs that you can set up to get other people to sell your products and services for you. An affiliate program is getting other people, usually influencers, to sell your products for a commission. Referral programs are getting your customers to sell your products by recommending it to other people in exchange for some type of remuneration or reward. This could be discounts, free stuff, more of your product, or any kind of additional perks or benefits. Referrals also work through word of mouth, where you just make something so good, people tell other people naturally, even if you don't offer them additional incentives to do so. Outreach is great for services, but can also work for products depending on what you're selling. You basically reach out to the person you think will benefit and pitch them your offer through email, DM, etc. Just make sure not to spam and focus on providing as much value as possible. Guerrilla marketing is a net that catches all unorthodox methods of marketing, things like PR stunts, creating public experiences, or doing anything out of the ordinary to get attention to your business to convert people into paying customers or clients. The next way to make money filmmaking is by selling services. This is sort of like having a job, except you're not an employee, you work for yourself, and you don't have a boss, you have clients. This way has a ton of perks. You make your own schedule, you can say no to whatever you don't want to do, and best of all, you can make as much money as you want. There's no inherent cap. The better you are, the more demand you create, and the better you have your system set up, the more money you'll make. The great thing about selling services is that basically all the same methods for selling that works for products also work here. If you're a wedding videographer, for instance, you can make content about shooting weddings, and then as you build up a following, you'll get people requesting you to do their wedding. If you're a content creator, you can reach out to businesses offering them your services. If you do in-person seminars or masterclasses, you can run ads to the exact area your class will take place to get people to sign up for it. Lastly, there's investing. We're not going to give you investing advice. There are much better places for that, but we will tell you how to make it work for you as a filmmaker. The most obvious way to invest is to invest in your own stuff. Make your own projects and monetize them. Even big directors often have to do this to get their projects made. James Cameron had to throw down a ton of his own money to get Titanic made the way he wanted. How it pays off is that the more and the better you invest, the more returns you get. There are lots of different things you can invest in other than your own projects. For instance, you can invest in other people's projects. That's what a producer is. In fact, that's what studios are. It may be easy to forget, but even the biggest studios were once just started by a person just like you who wanted to make films. If you understand these overarching concepts, you'll realize that these are just a few of the countless things you can do to make a lot more money as a filmmaker. But here are a few questions I'll leave you with that you can ask yourself to make this entire process easy. What am I good at that I can offer as a service? What's something I can make or have made that people would want to buy? What can I do to take more shots and increase my conversion rate? What can I do to stand out? And what's the best investment I can make? Once you have an idea, just pull the trigger and focus on improving as you go. Not starting is a guaranteed way to make less money. And if you want to try Squarespace, click the link in the description to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, and we'll see you in the next one.